Welcome everyone to Talk to Experts Tuesday. We are so excited to have all of you here with us today. This webinar series is designed to give all of you an hour with a few of our product experts. You can use this time to ask them questions and also gives you an opportunity to get to know some of us. My name is Jamie Gregory. I am the Community Operations Manager for our wonderful Qlik community. I've been with Qlik for almost 4 years next month, and I am located in Raleigh, North Carolina. I will be your moderator for this session, and I'm joined today by Katie Davis, Senior Community Program Manager. Katie, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Katie. I'm from the Philadelphia area, and I've been with Qlik just shy of 2 months now, so I'm very excited to learn alongside all of you today.
Perfect. Thank you, Katie. So we do have a few housekeeping items, of course, for today. Everyone is on mute, so please use the Q&A panel to ask your questions. We will not necessarily be using the panel to respond to your questions, as we're going to try to get to everyone's questions live today. If you hopped on to get your question answered and then you have to leave, that's totally okay. You should receive a prompt for a survey. Please go ahead and take this survey. It takes less than a minute. It's about 4 questions, and it'll give you the opportunity to give us a little bit of feedback on these sessions and how we can improve them for you. It also gives you the opportunity to let us know another topic that you might be interested in seeing a session on. We've had some really great suggestions in the past, like security rules in Qlik Sense, using multiple Qlik products together, Qlik Replicate, dynamic views, and mashups. Really, the sky is the limit. So we want to make sure we're allowing all of you the opportunity to ask the questions you need answers to. So once again, all feedback is appreciated. If you do not receive a prompt for their survey, you can go ahead and email us any further feedback at digital@qlik.com. Or if you think of a topic at a later time, you can also feel free to use that email address to let us know. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat a little bit later today. And also today we are doing a raffle for some Qlik swag. So filling out that survey, you will be automatically entered in the raffle. So again, just please take the time to fill out that survey. It takes less than a minute.
And our big news today, you guys are the first to hear it. It's also out on our support updates blog, is that we are moving the support portal to Qlik Community. So that means you guys will have all of your resources in the same place. Some kind of notices we want to let you all know is that there will be a temporary outage of our case creations the Sunday before that on October 3rd. So get all your questions in now or engage our chat during that time. Another exciting thing that's moving with the case portal is that we will have the chat capability at the bottom of each support page on Qlik Community. So we look forward to hearing from you.
Great, thank you. Yes, very exciting stuff is happening. So stay tuned. All right, so keep in mind too, even though that we have people that are within Qlik support, we will not be able to answer any of your questions regarding a specific open case. And we ask you to just keep the questions that you may have for today's topic, related to today's topic. And today's topic is onboarding fast in Qlik Sense SaaS. So do you have any questions on how to get started in Qlik Sense SaaS? Maybe you're looking for some more information on inviting users, licensing, or administration. Well, we have quite the panelists for you today, or quite the panel. So go ahead, use the Q&A panel below to get your questions in. And while we wait for all of you to enter in your questions, I will take this time to introduce everyone. We have Yulia Krupikova, Onboarding and Adoption Specialist, Bastian Lajario, Senior Program Manager for SaaS, Geetha, Customer Experience Analyst, Moa Bjornsson, Senior Team Lead Customer Experience, Mohammed Imran, Customer Experience Specialist, and Vinay Bhatt, Technical Support Engineer. So Yulia, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, of course. Hi, my name is Yulia. I am the customer success specialist on the onboarding and adoption team. And my job is to make sure that our customers are set up for success from day one.
Sorry, I'm muted.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was like, I'm muted. Thank you, Yulia. Bastian?
Hey everybody, my name is Bastian. I've been working at Qlik for the past almost 6 years now as an engineer to start with, and recently promoted as a SaaS program manager. Welcome everybody.
Thank you, Bastian. And Geetha.
Hi everyone, I'm Geeta. I'm working as customer experience analyst in customer support team. My job is to answer the queries which are related to non-technical SaaS, QlikSense Enterprise Business and QlikSense Enterprise SaaS. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And Moa.
Hi everyone, my name is Moa Bjornsson. I'm a team lead over the onboarding and adoption team, so I'm working closely with Julia. I've been with Qlik for a little over 5 years and I'm based in Sweden. So I'm very, very happy to meet you all and answer any questions that you might have.
Great, thank you. Welcome. Mohammed.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammad Imran and I work for customer support team as a customer experience specialist. I have been with Qlik for 5 years now and I'm based out of Bangalore, India.
Awesome, great, thank you.
Yeah.
And Vinay.
Hello everyone, my name is Vinay Bhatt and I'm located in Bangalore. So I work as technical support engineer and support of SaaS product support team. And previously I've been with Qlik for a couple of years and I've worked with customer support previously. Yeah. So thank you all.
Great, thank you, Vinay. We do have a special guest. He just popped up into my lap. Harry Potter making his debut. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with our questions for the day. So the first question is, what is single sign-on SSO? QlikSense is giving a message. Your tenant is currently configured to use Qlik for authentication for all members. Does anyone have an idea?
So yeah, sorry, could you repeat that, Jamie? Because I think this might be for the support team.
Okay, yep. So what is single sign-on SSO? QlikSense is giving a message. Your tenant is currently configured to use Qlik for authentication for all members.
Yeah, I'm assigning this to the support team.
Vinay, do you have any idea offhand, or do you need to look into it a little bit?
I'm sorry, Jamie. Could you please repeat the question?
Yeah.
My headphone is kind of,
Oh no, sorry. Can everyone hear me okay? All right.
Yeah.
So it says, what is single sign-on SSO? QlikSense is giving a message. Your tenant is currently configured to use Qlik for authentication for all members.
So single sign-on is nothing but, we have a, sign-in setup which Qlik uses for all the accounts which you have with Qlik. It might be community or any of your logins with Qlik. And if you see that option in your tenant, it means that you're using Qlik authentication to log in. So basically you do have other third-party APIs which you can use into login, but currently your tenant is configured to use Qlik authentication by default. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I think that makes sense, and hopefully it answers their question. If you have any more questions about signing in or anything like that, just let us know. All right, so next question. We have had some issues setting up the email server when we are using multi-factor authentication. What would you suggest in these cases?
For this one, I think we would need some more information on what types of issues that might be occurring, Magnus, and also to just highlight, if you follow the instructions that are available on the help site, that is help.qlik.com, and in there's a full section on setting up the MFA. But maybe you can just add some additional question, like some additional information, so that we can better answer that question.
Perfect. Thank you, Moa. And then we have another question. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to ask. I believe it says, is Insight Bot active in all QlikSense Enterprise? So Insight Bot is actually a standalone product. So that's installed separately. And so if you're asking about it within QlikSense Enterprise SaaS, I believe you're talking about the Insights Advisor. But if you can just clarify, yeah. So is Insight Advisor included with every tenant? Oh, Moa, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm checking right now to see if it's
Okay.
included within all of the SaaS. So we'll get back to you that.
Okay. We will follow up on that question. Okay, so then the next question, how can I request to change subscription owner? Similarly, how can I change the admin?
So I can take this one, Jamie. You can change that by contacting Qlik. So you will, before October, prior to the migration to community, you will want to log in to help, sorry, 1 second, to the support.qlik.com, and through contact us, you will be able to register that request and Qlik will do it for you.
Perfect, thank you. And can more than one email be used to associate a Qlik subscription confirmation?
I'll
So
take that one, Jamie.
Okay, sure.
No, only one email can be associated as a subscription confirmation, because the person who will be the service account owner of a subscription will be able to manage everything, which is adding the seats and upgrading subscription renewal. So as of now, we have only one person will be the owner of subscription.
Perfect. Great, thank you. Okay. So for some more information on the multi-factor authentication question, we solved in one case by just creating an account without MFA, but just wanted to check if that is the best way to do it, or if MFA is supported and I should just read the manual.
yeah, well, the MFA is supported, and also it's something that we encourage to actually have that full protection. So I would recommend sending the manual, but I'll get you the direct link here in chat so you can have it.
I think I have it. Is this it?
Good. Yes.
Okay.
Mycket bra.
All right, so I will put this in the chat for everybody. And then just really quick too, I'm going to go ahead and put the digital email address. So again, if you have any feedback, or if you have any suggestions, or if you don't get that survey and you want to be entered into that raffle, you can go ahead and email us at digital@qlik.com. Perfect. All right, so next question. Is there a way to restrict developers or collaborators in shared space to see only certain data files or data connections instead of giving access to all? For example, finance shared space may have certain data connections which should be visible to only certain developers and not all. Is that something you can help with, Vinay?
Yep, I can. Yeah. So basically, the shared space, the access of it works is, you do have the option to, invite any of the users and allocate the license. However, to restrict them, you do have the, roles inside them like to view, edit, and manage. So by default, they'll get the view access. But if you just wanna restrict them of, unable to view the apps, like because if you have multiple apps, like 4 or 5 apps in a similar, single shared space, and you don't want them to see the, apps in the, for others to, maybe for example, you wanna, the example you shared, like only the finance app, you don't want the other people to see. Maybe you can just move that into a different space, or so that the details are not visible, or maybe just create a separate shade space for that.
Would the data connection still be visible, even though it's in a different space for the files themselves?
The data connection is particular to that instance. I mean, if you have the data connection made for that particular space, it will only be available on that. So if you are on a different space, then a new data connection need to be made.
Okay. Hopefully that helps. Great. Thank you, Vinay.
No problem.
All right, let's see. The next question is there any difference between Insight Advisor and Insight Bot?
I can answer this one. I actually just searched for it on community, and I will drop a link directly into the chat. And there is a full post dedicated to the answer. So just go ahead and check that.
Great, thank you. I'll just pull it up really quickly for everyone as well.
Sure.
Just so everyone can see. But here's the link. It is in the chat, so you can just take a look at this. If you have any more questions about it, you can just let us know. If you want to interact in the community as well. If you have an account, you can go ahead and just reply to the post, and someone will respond, whether it's someone internal or a peer, a Qlik peer. Cool, thank you. All right, let's see, next question. So this one's a little bit, it has something to do with, Qlik SaaS, but it is related to Qlik Desktop, and it's how do I download Qlik Desktop?
I can take that one as well if you want. Maybe it's easier if I share my screen as well, so I can show how to navigate to that question and answer.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and stop.
Yeah. Let me make sure that I'm sharing the right. I trust you can see my screen with the Qlik community on it.
Yes.
Great. So what I'm going to, I actually happened to search for it a little earlier this week. So what I'm going to do is just search the knowledge base for the answer, and I will literally just type in how to download. Because I've already searched for this, I'm prompted as the first prompt, the post that answers this question. But I think the first I searched for it, it was like result number 2 or 3. So right, so we're taking at the support blog where you have the information on how to download, and there's basically 2 ways to download it. You can either download it directly from the hub, or you can download it from the Qlik download page. Again, I'll just share this link as well in the chat so you can have it.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. And that link is now in the chat. So if anyone needs it, go ahead and grab it from there. All right, so our next question is, when it comes to the button and the reload data action, What are the roles or permissions needed for a user to be able to reload the app? Does it differ in a shared space versus a managed space? I think this is
I can
you
take
again,
that one.
Vinay.
Yeah, I can take that, Jamie.
Perfect, thank you.
So yeah, so basically you do need to have the license allocated, and if you have the shared space access or the managed space access, so you need to be the owner, or you need to have the can manage access allocated to you so that you can do the reload functions. So it is same in both the spaces. You just need the owner access or the can manage access.
Perfect. I think that's a little bit different than some of like QlikSense Enterprise on Windows or client managed, and that it's that you do have to have the app owner access. So thank you, Vinay. That's great.
Yep.
Okay, next question. How do I invite users and share apps on QlikSense Business? Does anyone have any information on inviting users or sharing apps?
Yes, Jamie.
Perfect.
So we have a community link. I will put that in chat. So it explains how to invite users and share apps.
Oh, great. Here it is. And there's even a video.
Please share it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So that is in the chat as well. And it has the step-by-step directions on inviting your users. If you ever have any issues or anything like that, of course, you can reach out to our very helpful customer experience team, customer support team, and they can help you with that. Okay. So the next question is, I've created a managed space and published my app there. Users have been set as members of this space, but still can't see the app. Does anyone have any idea why that might be?
Wondering if have you invited them, and they have been invited and they've clicked on the link in that email as well. That should take them to that app.
Okay.
If they haven't, then I would reassign that, like resend the link, because it might be that you sent the link to them a while ago. So then like resend it again. And if you're getting in a specific error message, maybe you can let us know so we can investigate a little further.
Perfect.
Because I don't know if anyone from the support team might, is this something that you usually get?
So I think a permission is also needed, like what type of permission has been assigned to the user for the share apps. So sometimes what happens is that it takes a few seconds to reload the space. And then if user can access or relog in again, then they should be able to view the apps. If the the user allocation has been, the permission has been correctly assigned.
Perfect.
There you go. Thank you, Mohammed.
Great, thank you. Okay, so next question. How can I find or search a dashboard?
I can take that one.
Perfect.
So there are at least two ways to basically find your dashboard. So there is a search bar at the top of your Qlik and SaaS screen. The second way you can do that is also accessing the catalog area, where you can actually search for your space if you know what is the space where the this app is located, and basically get your app from there.
Perfect. So here is the catalog.
And the search bar just above.
Yep, search, catalog, and then you can select under types, you can select apps. Perfect, thank you, Bastian. Okay, let's see. Just a reminder to everyone, please use the Q&A panel to get your questions in. We have our experts here waiting for all your questions. So once again, use the Q&A panel. Okay, next question. Can I invite external users to Qlik Sense SaaS edition?
Can you repeat that question, just Jamie?
Yeah. Can I invite external users to Qlik Sense SaaS edition?
Yes, but that is also depending if you have a MFA that requires only people within your organization to access that specific app. But if you have, if you don't have that, then you can easily invite it via the management console just by sending that, adding that email address to the person that you want to assign it to.
Perfect. Okay, so we're about halfway through. So there's just a couple things that we wanted to just go over. So again, if you have any questions, use the Q&A panel to get your questions in. We have about 30 minutes left, so the time does go by pretty fast. But there's just a couple things that we like to show out in the Qlik community. So let me get that pulled up really quickly. All right, so we do have the community here. It's community.qlik.com. The first thing I always like to show is the ideation page. We haven't gotten any today, which is pretty wild because we usually get a ton of questions about when is this coming in the product, or can we get this in the product? But we do have a space here out in the community for you to enter those types of requests. It's ideation. And so this is where you can go ahead and put in any enhancement requests that you would like to see in the product. And if you just go here to ideation, you can search the different posts. I would recommend that before putting in your request. Just make sure that it hasn't been already entered. You do have to be logged into Qlik Community and a customer partner or luminary to put in an enhancement request, but you can take a look. If you want to see that kind of feature in the product, just give it a like or just make a comment. If you have any more feedback that you would like to see added, you can put in a comment there and give your suggestion on the post itself. If you want to create your own, you just go here. You can go back up here to suggest an idea, and then that will give you the ability to post your question or post your enhancement that you would like to see. These are reviewed by our product managers on a bi-weekly basis, and they do interact with you on these posts. So they'll let you know if it's something that's already in progress, or if it is a possibility and how long out it might be. And sometimes they just leave them open for other people to kind of gain traction. So with that, if it's something that you really, really want to see and you think it will benefit the greater Qlik community, make sure that you share your ideation request. You can just share the link to it and share it amongst your peers, colleagues, anything that to get a little bit of traction on that. Again, people do have to be a member of the community. They do have to be a customer partner or luminary, but that is a great way to kind of get your voice heard. And then just a little bit of shout out for Katie. Katie has been taking over the support updates blog. So it's here under support updates blog. And this is where she will communicate any kind of product information, whether it's, new patches that are coming out, if there's an outage of any sort, and just kind of general information. She even mentioned earlier that we have the new post out today about moving the support case portal to Qlik Community. So that is happening October 4th. Katie, did you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'll just add that in the post, there's links to our frequently asked questions. If you have further questions, or go ahead and comment in that post. We're really excited to be embedded in Qlik Community because, as you've seen on this call many times, a lot of times the answers are out there, and we're hoping to, merge all of the resources together so you don't have to go in multiple places. I'll draw you to the call number link. If you have an issue on Sunday, October 3rd, feel free to call us, as case creation will be down for a bit as we're switching on over. But what you'll still be able to get at support.qlik.com is our licensing and downloads information. So if you have any questions on that, you want to view your active or prior licenses, you can check out that page still.
Perfect. Thank you, Katie. So, yep, that is coming October 4th. We don't have anything that we can show you on it, unfortunately, but I will just tell you that it'll be here under the support banner. There'll be another option here that says case portal. And like Katie mentioned too, there will be a chat as well. So a chat bot that will be on quite a few pages here under support. And so you'll have a couple of new things to explore. And with that, let me get to the slide just so I can kind of tell everyone. October 19th, we will be having another Talk to Experts Tuesday. It may be rebranded by then. We're not completely sure. So more to come on that part of it, but we will have another webinar to kind of go over some of the changes that are happening out here. So regarding the case portal, regarding chat, and we're just regarding Qlik Community itself. So there is the QR code where you can go ahead and register for that session. And I think that's it for kind of all of our announcements. So we'll go ahead and go back to the questions. So again, please use the Q&A panel to get your questions in. We probably have a couple more in the queue. So if we don't have any more, we will end the session. So if you have any more questions, just let us know. Put them in the Q&A panel and we'll get to them. Okay, so let's see, next question. I'm using Qlik Sense Cloud and only able to share my shared space with view option with 5 members in my team. How can I increase this number? So it sounds like they can only share the space with 5 people. Is there a way to increase that?
From what I'm hearing on this is that it might be that there's a limit on the amount of professionals that are assigned to your subscription. So it might be that you need to extend that and add it, but maybe someone in the support team can guide you through on how to actually increase the number inside of the app.
Okay, perfect. I kind of heard the same thing. So maybe it is, just how many users that they have, or if it's like a free version versus like a paid version. So if you want, if you need more seats or anything like that, feel free to reach out to our customer support team and they can help you with that. Is increasing the number of seats, Moa, something that they can do within MyQlik, or do they have to reach out to customer support?
They you can do it within MyQlik as well. So I'm gonna find an article now that will show you how to do it.
Okay, perfect. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. We haven't talked about this at all yet today. So how do I add a QlikView app to Qlik SaaS?
I'm happy to take that one, Jamie. So there's two ways to do so, and I'll share the link to the article with the detailed instructions in the chat. But basically, you have the option to share with the QlikView publisher. So the admin and those hub users that have rights to the QlikView server can push the QlikView apps into the SaaS environment. And then the second option is to upload a QlikView file directly into your personal space and then share out that app to the managed and shared spaces. But bear in mind that QlikView apps in Qlik Sense are view only. So you would be able to interact with the visualization, but you will not be able to edit the app or add any sheets to it. And I'm going to drop the link right now.
Perfect. Great, thank you. We've actually had a couple of sessions on that topic specifically. So I did forget to show you where everything kind of lives once we have these sessions. So after the sessions, if you go here to support and then programs, there's the Talk to Experts Tuesday page here. And this is where you'll see upcoming events as well as the past events, and you'll see the recordings and transcripts here. So if we look, let me see, it was a little bit earlier. Migrating from QlikView to Qlik Sense is a good session. And there's a couple on here. Let's see if I can find them. There's another migrating from QlikView to Qlik Sense. That was from last year, and there might even be one more in there as well. So you can check out those recordings, and some of them have the FAQs directly in them, so you can just take a look at the FAQ if you don't want to watch the video. We are kind of switching things up about how we post these videos. We're no longer really doing the FAQs. We're primarily just kind of linking back to like the time. So posting the question. Let me see if I can find one. We post the question and then link back to that timestamp in the video. So hopefully that is helpful. And then you can just see the questions and then click on it and go right to that part of the video. Okay. So we have a couple new links in the chat. So feel free to bookmark those. Then I believe, was there one question that we needed to follow up on?
I believe that was on the Inside Advisor and bot, but Julia replied to that. If we missed, then please just reach out.
Yep. Okay, perfect. Great, thank you.
I do have one more announcement for everyone on the call.
Oh, perfect.
Our user experience team here at Qlik, they're holding customer interviews for all of our customers who have onboarded Qlik Sense or with Qlik Sense SaaS. It's an hour-long interview, and they really want to hear your feedback, good or bad, whether you're new to Qlik Sense SaaS, whether you've been a long-time customer, whether you went through the trial. It's a great way to be heard. And if you are interested, definitely send your email in the chat or Q&A, and we'll send out an invite to schedule that interview. So thank you.
Perfect. And I pulled the slide up, probably saw it as they were rotating through. But yeah, absolutely. If you want to be included, just let us know and we can reach out to you about that. So we don't have any other questions. So I'll do a final call for questions. Use the Q&A panel to get your questions in. And so we've had a lot of announcements today. So again, if you're able to join the next session, we're going to be kind of going through a lot of the case portal and chat and just community changes. So hopefully everyone can join that. Yep. So Omar, if you just want to, actually, Omar, I think we have your email on file. We should have it through the registration. So we can just reach out to you if you're interested. Yeah, perfect. So if anyone else is interested in the interviews, being on the interview panel, just let us know in the chat. You don't have to drop your email in there. Just let us know. We should have your email on file and should be able to look you up. You can also, if you want to message me or Katie out on Qlik Community, you're more than welcome to do that. And just let us know that you're interested in being on that panel. All right, so I think that is it for today. Thank you everyone for joining us. We had quite a few questions, almost, I think about probably around 15 questions today. So that is amazing. Thank you to my panelists. They did an amazing job. Again, be on the lookout for all the changes that are coming. Subscribe to the support updates blog if you're not already, so that you can be in the know of what's happening and when things are happening. So thank you, Yulia, Bastian, Geeta, Moa, Mohammed, and Vinay, and of course, Katie as well. On behalf of Qlik Community and Qlik Support, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you all next month. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.